Remember, the 5th... You know what? Never mind. I don't want to remember anymore. I'm sick of remembering the 5th of November. I want something that's going to help me forget. Hello and welcome to Cocktail Corner. I am Cigar and Bar, and tonight we're going to be making a cocktail that I designed last year that you may have seen on my Instagram feed. I've made a little adjustment to it. It's called the Gunpowder Barrel, and it's in reference to the gunpowder treason, the 5th of November, Guy Fawkes trying to blow up Parliament with barrels of gunpowder underground. Made famous again for our generation by the movie V for Vendetta. If you haven't seen it, I'll have a link to the IMDb page in that movie just below. Good movie, lots of fun. Tonight we're going to be making a drink that fits in well in the pantheon of classic tiki. It is the Gunpowder Barrel, as I mentioned, and for starters we need to have some rum in that. And I've got a rum here from Lunenburg, Nova Scotia. This is the Ironworks Distillery Rum Boat Rum. After it is distilled, it is aged in barrels offshore in a boat, gently rocking it to deliciousness, as the website claims. This was brought back from Nova Scotia by a friend of mine and gifted to me for my birthday the other week, so I want to say thank you to Rosie for this, and thank you to Ironworks for this ocean-aged rum, bottle 007. We've got 007 rum right here. Batch 007, my mistake. Now this is a lightly aged rum, blended between 5 and 7 years, and as it is new to me, I'm just going to give it a taste before I throw it in the drink here. So let's get some tasting notes. For starters, a cork has a nice pop, but doesn't talk. I like a cork that really creaks before it comes out, and this, there's nothing out of the pop. I'm sure it's effective, but try coming up with a more talkative cork. The nose is very light banana funk. Sweet caramel, a little bit of toffee. Very clean notes. Sweet finish. A little bit of iodine, slightly smoky. Very nice. Very light. Start with a ½ ounce of fresh squeezed lime juice. Going to move on to 1 ounce of fresh pineapple juice. Next, I'm going to have, well, what I posted last year, my recipe was ½ ounce of allspice dram, but I'm instead going to go with something new. This is something I have brewed up over the last year. It's what I'm calling gunpowder. And in the tradition of the rum barrels of tiki establishments, I'm going to keep this one close to my chest, not going to tell you what's in it. But suffice to say, if you want to get most of the same effect at home, you can use an allspice dram or a pimento. Next, I've got a mix here of some Don Beach Gardenia mix. Always is a good idea to give it a bit of a shake as the butter wants to separate from the honey a little bit. I'm going to want to put 3/4 of an ounce into this drink. Next, I'm going to put in 2 ounces of my blended lightly aged rum. So my Ironworks Distillery Rum Boat Rum is the one I'm going with this time. And then 1 ounce of black blended overproof rum. And because I have it this year, I'm going to go with the Lemon Hark & Son 151. For a nice, rich Demerara flavor in there. Beach Bum Berry says that there is no substitution for this rum on the market today. Next, I've got 2 dashes of Ango. And a good thing to remember is if you're reading recipes from high volume cocktail makers, they usually have the big bottle of Ango. And given the volume in a big bottle of Ango, their 1 dash is usually about 2 dashes from the small bottle. So I give all of my dash quantities according to the larger bottle, which means that for this recipe, I want 2 dashes of Ango. Then 2 dashes from a large bottle of Ango means 4 dashes from a small one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is an empty Ango bottle that I have filled up with a saline solution. I read somewhere recently that there isn't a cocktail made that can't benefit from a little bit of saline, even if it's just under the radar. It does the work without making itself known. It improves the flavor a little bit. So we're gonna go with 2 dashes, and by that I mean actually 2 dashes in this bottle of the saline solution. That was 3, but one of them was really small. That's all that goes in it, so let's get this into our blender and get this mixed up. Gonna blend this for about 20 seconds. Now 20 seconds may seem like a bit of a long time for a blender drink, and it certainly was cold in less than that, but because of the butter in the gardenia mix, you really need to let it blend a little bit longer than usual to make sure you get that frothy, buttery mouthfeel all throughout the drink. Now I've got my barrel tankard here to serve my drink in. I would recommend that if you're not sure about the volume of your glass, as always, do an open pour with a gated finish. And now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to put in a little bit of theatrics. A little bit of fun with the flaming lime boat, but as with any drink, safety first. Always extinguish it before you drink. I'm going to drink this barbarian style with no straw right out of the glass. And that is potent. It's got the sweetness, that's potent. It's got the sweetness of the rum. It's got the cinnamon right on the top there. It's got a lovely mouthfeel from the butter, from the gardenia mix in there. And as the flavor rounds out, it kicks you with the spiciness of the gunpowder. And it also hits you with the overproofed rum. So it comes in sweet and smooth, and then boom, hits you in the end. And like lighting a fuse, it goes off at the end. Oh, that is potent. Very enjoyable though, and hope you've enjoyed watching this video. Anyways, thank you for joining me today on Cocktail Corner. If you have any questions about this drink, you have any comments on how to improve it, I would love to hear that. I'm always interested in hearing how other people can improve my craft. We're all in this together. I want to wish you a lovely evening, a happy 5th of November. May there be no unnecessary treasons in your homelands, and if they are necessary, may they be fruitful. I am Cigar and Bar. This has been Cocktail Corner. Cheers.